You are tuned to the Witching Hours, and I'm your host, Kanaska Carter. First episode in about 6 months, I'd say. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about hybridization programs for aliens. Now, before I get into this one case that I want to speak about, I have personally had encounters my whole life with aliens, and I had missing time. I have had a dream where I traveled to what felt like another planet, and I was holding my hybrid daughter on my hip, and she had blonde hair, and when I was a kid I had white blonde hair, like very blonde. So I instinctively knew that she was my daughter. And then to my right and around me, there were pyramids with symbols on them. And what ended up happening was somebody had mentioned it was time to go, so I had to leave and part ways with my daughter. So I had to go into this pyramid that had all these symbols on it and put my head into this contraption shaped like this, and it was playing the song Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then I woke up. It was like putting my head into that contraption teleported me back to this dimension. So the DNA from 3000 BC has changed by 7% up until now. So what could have caused this alteration to human DNA? Is there an interdimensional, extraterrestrial, alien race that could have had a hybridization program? It does not feel that far-fetched, considering all the myths and cultures. They have stories speaking about gods, demons, supernatural beings, incubus, succubus, things like this, that will mate with humans. Strange creatures that mate with humans. It is not an uncommon story from culture to culture. So could this be an explanation for alien encounters, alien hybridization, and interbreeding with humans? So it's in too many cultures to be easily dismissed as just not real. There's countless cases of alien impregnation with humans as well. I personally feel that I've been through this myself. And I think that there is some sort of reproductive experimentation going on with humans and alien races. So there is a case of Geraldine Orozco, and she claims to be abducted 8 times, and she's part of a top secret breeding program. When she was 8 weeks pregnant, she miscarried and there was no fetus present. She said that this continued to happen with each pregnancy. So every time she would become pregnant, the fetus always was missing. Then she had a conscious experience in her bedroom where she woke up and there was a bright light outside that burned her eyes when she looked at it. She was sleeping, woke up at 3:33 a.m. She was taken through the window by these tall grays with the big black eyes. And the pale skin, and she said that she felt paralyzed. She wanted to scream, but she couldn't scream. So this is quite common phenomenon. Paralysis or sleep paralysis is very common. So this is a very common phenomenon, sleep paralysis, where they are taken and they cannot move, or they just remain in their bed and they see entities in the room and they're unable to move, unable to speak. So she was brought up to this aircraft and she couldn't scream, and they presented to her what she claimed were her hybrid children, and she realized that they did not look quite human, and she instantly recognized that it was her children. That's exactly how I felt when I was taken to this other planet in the astral realm. I instantly knew that it was my daughter that was on my hip, and I just knew that she was an alien. So her unborn children were stolen from her womb and mutated with alien DNA. She realized that after she had that conscious experience, where she was taken from 3:33 a.m. to 6:15 a.m. And it's interesting she says that, because I had a similar missing time experience where I was taken from 1 a.m. on the dot and then woke up at 5 a.m. on the dot with a very excruciating pain in my left ear. Couldn't hear for a week. Repeated back to people what they were thinking in that week, in that span of time. I became very telepathic. I had telepathic experiences before with my family, but it enhanced the abilities even more so. So she wanted to, at the moment she wanted to connect with her children, she awoke upside down on her bed. So she was the other way on her bed. She said that her entire body felt sore, and she had seen a doctor and developed a cyst. The doctor said that is what you would see in someone who had children. I had a similar experience after I had this dream of seeing this hybrid child on my hip. I went to get a pap smear, get a checkup from the doctor, and she said that your cervix, she said, did you ever have children or miscarried? I said, I've never been pregnant before. She said, your cervix is just slightly bigger than it should be, and you usually see that in people who have had children or miscarried. So it's the same identical story for this woman. I realized, for Geraldine Orozco is her name. And the similarities, it's just too much to ignore. She ended up creating a website where hundreds of women contacted her, claiming that they had fetuses stole from their wombs as well, from alien creatures. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, if you believe there is some sort of alien hybridization program happening. If you've had encounters like this, I would love to know. Please leave a comment. That is it for this episode of The Witching Hours. I'm your host, Kanaska Carter.